Hi everyone, my name is Rabia Charef. I'm architect and I am also a research associate at Lancaster University. Through this presentation, I will question the relevance of the circular economy for the built environment. Let's start with the problem. Our planet is in a state of crisis. I think the data is clear. Climate change, biodiversity loss, and resource depletion are global threats. In this crisis, the construction sector plays a significant role. In Europe, for example, it is responsible for more than 35% of the waste generated, and it consumes more than 50% of the European natural resources. In addition, the population is also increasing drastically. Today, we already face a huge housing deficit. According to the United Nations, about 1.6 billion people live in substandard housing and 100 million are homeless. According to Architecture 2030, to house the projected 11 billion people, we need to build 230 billion square meters of floor areas. Quite difficult to scale it, right? It's like adding the equivalent of a New York City every month for the next following 40 years. So, as architects, what is our responsibility? We have to provide the basic human needs for shelters, and we must do it in a circular way. But the harsh reality is that we have only one supplier, one planet with finite resources, and the demand is continuously increasing, whether we are talking about housing needs or standards of living. So I will ask you, how can we house all these people within the alarming equation of resource depletion, waste generation, and gas emission? How could we be part of the solution instead of part of the problem? We have to do more with less. That's the reality. To rebalance this equation and to be able to meet the increasing demand, we must consider to move to a circular economy and use the existing buildings as material banks. We need also to question our needs, and this is important, especially in terms of comfort and occupancy, and strive for sobriety instead of maybe seeking for efficiency at all costs. We must also rethink how we produce, how we consume, and how we live. Now, let's think about the solution. Our existing building stocks have been designed for demolition. We have seen that it's a major issue. Moving from linear economy to circular economy, we have to do it within a transition stage, the reuse and recycling economy. That means that our building stocks are going to become circular progressively. Then the objective is to accept the radical change required by the circular economy approach, where finally no more waste exists and the extraction of natural resources is reduced as much as possible. So I think the idea is to have this closed loop and a resilient system, whether we are talking about buildings, cities, or countries. So let's go deeper into this approach. The circular economy reshapes the waste hierarchy that we all know. We are no more talking about the 3 R's, reduce, reuse, and recycle, but the 10 R's according to some authors. We have several definitions of circular economy principles which appear everywhere. The scientific 350 SC1 standard dealing with the circular economy for construction sector is still under development, and we don't have yet a definition available. But we could consider as a recurring aspect of the circular economy the idea of narrowing, slowing, closing, and regenerating the loops. Let's go deeper on that. Narrowing the loops focuses on reducing waste and resource consumption. So we are trying to make things last longer. We want to repair, to remanufacture them instead of throwing them away too quickly. Slowing the loop focuses on extending the life and use of materials and products. So the different strategies that we can use is designed for durability, designed for reuse and refurbishment. And also we have to avoid toxicity within these loops. Closing the loop focuses on reusing product components and materials. We promote circular systems. So the idea is to clean the loop and to eliminate any toxicity and eradicate waste. Regenerating the loop focuses on the non-toxic materials, renewable energy, and regenerating natural ecosystem. So the main strategies that we could adopt to have a circular system are circular design and biodiversity restoration. Now, let's talk about the broad layer theory, which I believe is a crucial aspect of the circular economy. The theory considers the building as having several layers and having themselves a different lifespan. It's also, this theory helps us to understand how the buildings are complex, and it helps us to have this long-term thinking and the long-term consequences of our actions. It also shows where the waste could be eliminated, and it identifies the environmental impacts of each layer. As architects, we have to stop designing boxes inside boxes. Let's take this example. It's a building in Lyon, a recent building, and this project uses excavation waste as a structural construction materials. So the rammed earth blocks have been prefabricated on site several months before the project started, and the facade walls are structured but mostly not covered at all with finishing works. So we have no plasterboard, no paint, and no insulation inside. So in terms of management for this building, we have to change the way we used to do our project because the stakeholders that were involved in the design were quite uncommon. The mason, for example, he plays a very important role because he was the one who knows the best the material. And the design, as you can see here, it was adapted to the material and not the opposite. So where are we today in terms of circularity? Although awareness is increasing and research is also increasing in this area, the circularity rate is still very poor. According to the first edition of the Circularity Gap Report, the global circularity was found to be 9.1% in 2018. And today, the global economy is only 7.2% circular and is getting worse year after year, mainly due to the increase of the use of natural resources. So, to finish this presentation, I will give some recommendations. First, we must promote awareness and education. Everyone in the construction sector needs to know and understand the importance of going circular. That's why we are here today. Next, we need to develop a circular design guidelines to support practitioners. We also, we cannot stop there, so we have to develop incentives for circular economy and to give people a reason to embrace the circular economy. We have also to help practitioners to make informed choices when they are designing their buildings. We need to develop assessment and measurement methods to make sure that when we are designing our buildings, we are doing the right choices. And also, it's a way to avoid greenwashing. We also need to use digital technology very wisely and meaningfully, and not be attracted by the high-tech solutions, because sometimes the low-tech solution is probably the greenest. So I will ask you, is the circular economy the path to a built environment? The answer lies in our choices, in our actions, and in our responsibilities towards our planet. Let's embrace the circular economy, avoid greenwashing, and adopt the low-tech approach. We can start today to change the way we live, we consume, and everyone has this power. So let's start now. Thank you very much.